In this video, I'm gonna share with you my 6 favorite tools for drawing highlights. I draw mostly with markers, and not all pencils and pens draw over marker drawing. So it took me a while to find the perfect tool that would help me to add details and draw highlights on my illustrations. And today, I want to share them with you. I'll show you how these tools look like when you draw with them over marker drawing and also on the black paper. And I'll show you an actual examples from my drawing videos where I use these tools. My first favorite tool for drawing highlights is Copic Opaque White. I have 2 types of Copic Opaque White. The first one comes with a built-in fine brush, and the second one is just a small jar with a pigment. So let me show you how it looks like on the paper, on the marker drawing. So I can use this brush to add small details or highlights. It also works, but what I prefer to do, to take a wet brush, so basically I dip it into the water, remove the water, and I take a little bit of pigment from the brush and draw with it. It's just more convenient. And if I want the fine line, I just take a fine brush and also use it the same way. Just apply it like this. Here's an example where I used Copic Opaque White to draw a pattern on the snowman's hat. I'm using both here, a built-in brush to draw dots and a fine brush with a longer handle to draw lines. In this one, I also use a built-in brush to draw the pattern on the shoe. As you see, it's very opaque and it looks almost like a white gouache. And on this illustration, I draw tiger whiskers using Copic Opaque White and a very fine brush, and it works pretty well. This one is basically the same, just don't forget to stir it before you use it. So I take a small brush, take some pigment from the jar, and use it here to draw. It's very, very convenient, and I like how I can draw fine lines with this brush. Here's one more way you can use it. I take a flat synthetic brush, I dip it into the water, remove water, take a little bit of the pigment, like this, and then I apply it like this. I hope you can see that it creates the almost like a snow effect. And the same for the black paper. You can do it with gouache as well, but this one works perfectly over marker drawing. Show you the result. Here's an example on how I use this Copic Opaque White to draw snow on the winter illustration. The technique is the same. I basically spray the pigment with a brush over the illustration and let it dry like a regular paint. If you're gonna use Copic Opaque White for your illustrations, give it some time to dry out completely before continue drawing. And don't forget to stir well before using it. Here's how these products look like on the black paper. It has a thick consistency and it's very opaque, and on the black paper, this white pigment looks especially bright. I've been using this tool a lot lately to draw over marker drawing, and I highly recommend you to try experimenting with this one. My second favorite tool is Uni Posca White Pen. This one perfectly draws over marker or watercolor drawing. I use 0.7mm pen, but Uni Posca pens have a pretty wide range of tips from 0.7mm up to 15mm extra broad nib, so you can always find one that perfectly suits your needs. You can see me using this pen in many of my videos. For example, in the tutorial on how to draw a realistic Coca-Cola can, I use it to draw letters and highlights on the can. The third favorite is the Uniball White Pen. This pen is amazing. It helps me to draw very fine lines. I know that the Uniball has a variety of white pens, but only this one leaves these bright white lines over marker drawing. Although it also depends on the paper you're using. If your paper has a slight texture, the lines won't be that smooth. For example, it's not that smooth when I draw with it on black paper. What I also noticed with white pens, they tend to draw better when I shake them before using and also when I slowly draw the lines. Here's the example. In this video, you can see me drawing snow with this pen, and it does a pretty good job drawing over marker ink. The next favorite is this Carand'ache white pastel pencil. This is my most favorite pencil. It's a very soft pastel pencil. It draws perfectly over marker drawing or on the tinted paper. I can easily soften it with a finger to make a smooth transition or subtle highlight. I can also easily erase it with an eraser if I need to. And it's very bright and opaque, and you don't need to press hard on the pencil to get more pigment. You can see me using this tool in my recent video, where I draw highlights and reflections on the bread. And also, I used the same pencil to draw bristles on the raccoon fur, and the same tool for defining the shape of the shoe and adding details to this illustration. My next favorite is Derwent Titanium White Pastel Pencil. Well, you see what's left of this pencil, and I definitely need to get a new one. But I'm one of these people who love their art supplies so much that I'll use them until I can barely hold them in my hand. I'm kidding, of course. When the pencil is too short, I use a pencil extender. This is also a very soft pastel pencil, and it's very easy to apply over marker drawing without pressing too much on the pencil. Compared to Carand'ache pencil, you need to press a little bit more on this one to get the similar result. It's also easy to soften it with a finger or erase completely, and it works well on the tinted paper. Here is the example where I use this pencil to write the name of the train station, and it works very well over the dark gray marker. And the last one is Derwent White Charcoal. Derwent White Charcoal is very similar to Derwent White Pastel Pencil. They both are soft and easy to apply over marker drawing without pressing too much on the pencil. As you see, this pencil also needs a pencil extender. I love this pencil. We created so many illustrations together. As you see, it works well over marker drawing as well as when I draw on black paper. It's easy to slightly soften it or erase it completely with a razor. You can see me using this pencil in this video where I draw highlights on the chocolate. It also helped me to make strawberries look more realistic in this illustration. And it helped me to make the berry jam look delicious on this berry roll illustration. The only thing you need to keep in mind if you draw with soft pastel pencil on your marker drawing, you need to use them at the end to finalize your illustration. You can't draw over this pencil with a marker again. Otherwise, the pencil pigment will soak the marker's ink and there is a chance it will create a mess on your drawing. These are my 6 favorite tools for drawing highlights I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful to you. Please share your favorite tools for drawing highlights in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.